I never felt like I belonged somewhere. Obviously I always felt Saudi. I always felt proud to be Saudi, but I always felt different. Like I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to find my home. A lot of the people around me who really like participate in these underground events because they were frowned upon and like looked down upon. Being creative was not something to be proud of.
Everything we started low-key. I mean, it's like kind of the concept of the whole country, which is low-key. We've always been doing this, but low-key. We've always been partying, but low-key. We've always been doing art, but low-key. Nobody knows about us.
It was like a support system. It was an opportunity to gather feedback, and it was an opportunity to feel like you belong.
It's not easy to go out of your cocoon. I know a lot of people, they were refusing to show their faces on cameras and they refused to show their talent and they were scared from their parents.
You can imagine how it made people feel. Obviously, a lot of creatives felt proud, but it's just but more maybe didn't. People didn't know where to showcase their work, so people were creating and with no place to really show.
When I used to be in Mecca, like I'm the only artist, yeah, I know, and like my family, and that's it.
These underground events, the purpose behind it was not to like rebel, not to cause like some sort of like movement to like break it or like, fight the system. No, it was more like a support system, more like a family. I mean, as a society, I feel like we have a lot of things that we don't talk about, or maybe we didn't talk about in the past. I did my first show, I started to get into the New York scene, I met a lot of cool people. Every time I used to say I'm Saudi, they used to look at me some type of way. Like I felt obliged to kind of highlight that, we're just normal people, just like everyone else.
When you meet people and when you just go to this country and you realize that people are cool and like you see the reality,
Yes, it was different back in the time, but now we're making a huge step into freedom, into art, into music, into everything in the world. We're making this happening and we have so much potential and we have so much talented people.
It's like there's a new untapped culture in the world that no one's really exploring, and we're finally ready to export this culture. That's the most exciting thing.
When I started doing my art, they didn't really understand it. They didn't really understand why people would be interested in having art in their space. They didn't really have the appreciation for it.
Everyone has their own beliefs, everyone has their own principles, but at the end of the day, we're all people, and like we're good people,
We're just a human. We just want to have fun. We just want to paint. We just want to do a normal people stuff,
At the end of the day, whether you like it or not, this thought organically was like planted into people's thoughts because that was the energy.
But I think with time, as they've seen me taking job after job, it's kind of educated them a little bit and opened up their minds about being an artist. I don't think they're totally sold on it yet, but I'm working on it.
And in order to flip that, I wouldn't go and try to knock on everyone's door and try to show them like a catalog of who we are, No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do me, and I'm gonna do it in a way that hopefully can inspire someone else. Just like I'm talking about, when I talk about inspiring people, I'm not just talking about Saudis or Arabs. I'm talking about anyone from all over the world. For us, it's just about being who we are. And what's happening right now, for example, with different initiatives by the Ministry of Culture, because at the end of the day, it is culture. What's happening with film, what's happening with music, what's happening with art and giving us these platforms, what's happening with bringing different international events to the country. Like, I don't think it's about, hey, look at us. It's more like we need to do us. We need to find our true voice. We need to find our true self. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about change and you talk about the positive and the negative. That is the process of change. That is the process of realization.
The people here, they are responsible to change this story, It's important to develop all those changes, but it's good to raise awareness, you know.
But now يعني the people now more flexible. Now the people respect your art. This is the change.
We've already been building up to like where we are right now. Just because it wasn't happening publicly doesn't mean it wasn't happening at all. I feel like we've all been slowly building up and able to handle all of it. We just needed a platform, and now that we have one, we're just able to express all the art that we've been working on.
And like I said, community expands all over the earth. I'm proud of all of these creatives being themselves. Like, I'm sure it's still not easy to be who you are. We're paving the way, and at the end of the day, this is what positive impact on a culture and a community is. You know, you're talking about events that are happening here that never happened before. You're talking about forms of expression and production. Like now we have many different Saudi artists, and you know, music was frowned upon in the 90s. Now you have Middle Beast, which is a beast. Like it's moving like a beast.
I feel like we have so much time to make up for, but at the same time, I also believe we have so much to show for it.
More than ever, Saudi feels like a home to me.
That's what I'm saying. We need to make a solid community to keep this. We need to build something for next generation to keep on doing this.
Putting art here and there and everywhere, and people, they can't see this, they will get inspired. They will change, as I changed, you know.
The evolution is something that's necessary. It's part of our DNA. It's part of human nature. To be here right now, honestly, it's empowering. We have the opportunity to try and make sure it doesn't go wrong or to minimize the margin of error. I believe that at the end of the day, if the intention is positive, then somehow someone will carry on with the message.
People here are understanding what's art and they're appreciating art.
I want to make my own wave, you know. I want to be accepted. I want people here, they found like, okay, you are from Saudi.
Somebody told me at one of my shows, like for an artist to make it, they need to be recognized in their hometown. The most exciting thing for me, honestly, is the impact on the future generation.
They can actually now have a space to like take it more seriously. They do have opportunities. It just stimulates the creative industry. It really shows what you can do with it.
We just try, as a one family, try to push ourselves, try to support whatever they need. Just like, it's a community.
There's something different about being at home and being recognized. The impact is global, and we have the opportunity now as a culture to have a voice. And I'm really proud, honestly. I'm really proud of my country, bro. And I was always proud to be Saudi, but now I'm proud of Saudi.